presentation to improve your online meetings, to improve your online participation. Peter Dew's my name. I'm a public speaking trainer and coach. And what I've noticed during COVID, during lockdown, and in reading Harvard University reviews is that hybrid, virtual, mixed meetings using Zoom, using Teams, using WebEx are here to stay. At the moment, we're using more and more virtual meetings because it's harder to meet face-to-face. But even as restrictions come down and we're able to meet face-to-face, what will happen is people will still want to Zoom in, connect via virtual meetings. So my passion is to help you become more effective, more confident, more influential each time you get before an audience, both physical and both virtually. So how can you improve these virtual presentations? How can you be more polished? How can you use the technology a little bit better? My aim today is to give you 2 or 3 tips, skills that you can immediately put into your own circumstances to be more effective. Welcome, Sally, just joined us. So how to participate, please ask questions as you go. I will open up the Q&A box. I'll keep an eye on that. Also the chat, feel free to drop something in the chat. Take notes, participate, give your own comments, your own examples, and think about your next virtual meeting or a previous virtual meeting. Is there anything you would do differently as a result of today's workshop? Now, I am platform agnostic. I don't mind whether you use Teams, whether you use Zooms, whether you use WebEx, whether you use GoToWebinar. I spent 7 years on GoToWebinar. I've now been on Zoom for 4 years, and I do a lot of in-house virtual workshops where people want me to use Teams. So I have also presented using Teams. These skills are not about the particular platform. So the first tip, lighting is very important. Lighting is very important. I'm going to show you my setup a little bit later on, but have the lighting in front of you. I see so many people with the window behind their back or some sort of light source off to the side, and it lightens up the face and it doesn't look good. The lighting should be in front of you, shining towards you. I also have a window in front of me and a light above me, which is very subtle, has very little impact. But I've got 2 spotlight type things in the front, behind my computer, pointing towards me. When I first started off, I grabbed my 2 bedside desk lamps with a soft shade and put in LED lights and had stood them in front of me, in front of the computer, and they shined on my face. So lighting is really important. It enables you to show your facial features. Gestures are less prominent in virtual, so people need to look at your face and your eyes, and that's why lighting is very important. While I'm on lighting, the background behind me, I use a white wall. Some people use virtual backgrounds. Virtual backgrounds, I don't know that they're a lot of value. It's more about whether it adds something to your own presentation, your own information. Some people have a corporate banner off to the side, so you know that Peter Dew Public Speaking Dynamics or Peter Dew Corporate Communications Experts is presenting. And sometimes they have a virtual office. I'm sure you all know what virtual offices are like. So let me choose a virtual background. I'm going to go, it's a bit cold in Perth. Let's start that one. And so there I am with the ocean behind me. If I move too fast, you see a little bit of shadowing my shirt. In fact, it's not going too bad today. I don't think the purpose of that is, unless it's of value, and some people embed their PowerPoint slides in the virtual background. So they stand off to the side and the PowerPoint slide is the virtual background and you can read it in big print. So that's a good reason to use a virtual background, but I wouldn't use it all the time. So I'm going to stop that virtual background and move back to the presentation. So lighting, really important. Natural light in front of you if you can, stage lights, bedside lights, up towards your face. Camera position. This is one of my pet hates with virtual presentations, virtual conferences, even when people are being interviewed by the media. They have the camera, and often it's their laptop, below their eye level. So they're looking down to the camera. And what happens is we look up their nose, see their nostril hairs. And it looks like they're looking down at us. I always place my camera above my eye contact. So I need to look up to make eye contact. And I'm now looking up at you. I'm presenting to you as an equal, not looking down on you as me being a superior and you being a subordinate if my camera's below. So one of my recommendations with cameras is always position it higher than your eye level. When I travel and I just have my laptop, I will stack it on some books, a phone book if you can get one. I always carry some textbooks that I share with people. So I stack it on some books. I can lower the chair. It's often in a hotel room. So if I can lower the chair, just once again, have the laptop camera higher than myself. My small portable webcam is one on a little tripod that I can lift up higher or lower as I need. So camera positioning, make it so you're looking straight at the camera as well. So if you have a separate camera, a webcam separate for your computer, wherever you position it, make sure you look at it as if that is your audience. So camera positioning, yeah, really important. Microphone. Here's a funny thing. You know the most important thing about video, the most important thing about online presentations, the most important thing about virtual presenting is the audio. It seems almost like it's an oxymoron, but hang on, this is a video and you're sharing via a video link and you're saying that the audio is more important than the video. Yeah, good quality audio is really important. I'm using and you see it off to the side, I'm using a podcasting microphone. Good directional, picks up my voice. I try to make it not too obtrusive. But there are other ways. The webcam I'm using has both a microphone and a speaker. So when I'm traveling, I don't have to bring my Rode podcaster. I don't have to bring my external speakers. My little camera will do because it's got inbuilt microphone and inbuilt speakers, as does my laptop. In fact, when I travel, if I'm running a webinar or a seminar that just happens to coincide while I'm on a trip, say presenting somewhere else in Australia, I will also take my headset. USB headset, plugs in, gives me very good sound and a very good microphone and no external noise. So the USB, when you plug it into your laptop, cuts out any background noise, whereas if you use the inbuilt microphone in your laptop and indeed the webcam, that's going to pick up external noise. I have been in hotel rooms where next door they are renovating the room next door, putting in a new bathroom and jackhammering. Headset on, microphone, no problem. I don't hear anything hardly, and the webinar goes ahead without the audience hearing the background noise. Test the quality of your audio. Do a test webinar, a test Zoom meeting, play it back to yourself and see how it goes. I've got a croaky voice today. I've had a bit of a head cold. In fact, I'll take a sip of water. But I still check the quality of my microphone. The third one, if you can go wireless. So this is in the way a little bit. So if you don't want to have people see that, you still want good quality. You don't want to wear a headset. My wife doesn't like wearing a headset, doesn't look as professional, she feels. So I've got a little wireless one, lapel, that I can clip here, run this through my shirt, put in my belt, and the other bit I plug into the laptop. And now I'm wireless, hands-free, no headset, push the microphone out of the way. Quality's not quite as good as the Rode podcasting microphone, but still, once again, if you want to go wireless and use lapel, those microphones are available as well. I'd invest in making sure I've got good audio quality. Laptop microphones may be okay. If you're working in an office, working at home, other noise, someone working in the kitchen, they may pick up those external sounds. The podcast microphone, very unidirectional, it's not going to pick up any other noise. Standing or sitting? I'm standing. I probably present 90% of my webinars, my online training standing. It enables me to gesture more. It just makes me feel more live, more in the zone, as if I'm face-to-face with an audience, which is my normal mode of presenting, one-to-many in a real live, as opposed to one-to-many on a podcast or one-to-many on a webinar that I record and then I share. So the standing just helps me with my gestures, helps me feel grounded, enables me to move. I do online training workshops. So in doing that, I may also have a flip chart off to the side. With my flip chart, I will use yellow paper so it's clear and doesn't get lost in the white background. And I've got big texture pens that I'll write. And so that enables me to move while I'm standing. I think that if you can stand when you are presenting, not a participant, I think that's really valuable. If it's a longer seminar, you can buy one of those rubber standing mats that you can stand up even at a desk computer. So more and more offices have those sit-stand desks that you can raise, and they want you to stand during the day, even when you're computing. So I think it's good to have a standing desk, but from a presenting perspective, I think standing just increases the dynamic, your ability to use your gestures, your nonverbal communication, just that little bit more. Standing or sitting, I'll leave it up to you. Distractions. This is another one of my pet hates. Someone walking in while you're mid-presentation. And in the office, it can be quite hard. Someone walks behind you. Distractions can really lessen your influence, lessen your credibility, lessen your confidence. We've all seen those videos on news, the British politician who's doing a live cross with the BBC, and his two little boys come in with their tricycle, one pushing the little boy and one on the tricycle, the other one crawling in behind, and then the mother scrambling in to bring him back out, live national TV in the UK. So put up a sign, let people know that you're in a Zoom meeting. If you are leading a Zoom meeting and it is in the workplace, those people that have the office, maybe there's an office that can be set aside and set up specifically when you're presenting content to maybe other branches around your state, around Australia. I know the Health Department of Western Australia has those dedicated virtual learning rooms where people can go and deliver small seminars. They can also do telehealth, a dedicated room that anyone can use who needs to present. Participation is easier. You can sit at your computer, at your desktop, put your headset on, avoid distractions. If you're in a radio studio, there would be a sign, do not disturb or live on air, and no one would interrupt you. Cats on lap might look cute, might be cute to you. To me and to other people I've spoken to, a cat that jumps up on your desk and you start to pat and stroke and is a distraction to me. And if you were presenting, or if you were presenting to me, you would lose my credibility. If I was presenting to you, I'd be distracted and probably lose my concentration. Avoid distractions. Drinking. Well, even in live presentations, I will always have a drink up the front with me. I think you need to pause and take a sip. It's good for your vocal apparatus. Let's say I've missed breakfast. I haven't had breakfast yet. Munching on a burger, munching on biscuits while presenting, I think that's a little bit distraction as well. Before I go on to upcoming webinars, I said I was going to share a little bit of my setup. Now, this webinar's gone really quick, which is good. So please give me a moment. So I now have a second camera. So there's my Rode podcasting microphone. It's on a stand. I can swivel it out of the way. There's my stage light, the other stage light. So I've got two stage lights. Prior to me buying them online for about $90, I had my desk lamps. I've got my speaker there. I've got my mobile phone as a timer. I run two screens. And on the wall there's a flip chart cheat sheet, not for this webinar, but for another webinar. And I can look at that. It's just behind the camera. Oh, and there's my little camera there. It's on a stand that I can rise up or drop, so it's not part of my screen. And all of this is being run on my laptop. So my laptop is just connected to a docking station, the two screens, the microphone, the camera. I haven't needed to use my keyboard. I'm just using the mouse to move forward, and of course the lighting. You also see a window. So I have got a window and there's really good daylight here in Perth outside. I can pull the blind right up if I need to. And some days there's sufficient light through the window without the studio lights on. I see so many people present with windows behind them, and that can really affect the lighting and your face, and you become really dark because the lighting's behind you. Let me switch back to cameras. I'll put that camera out of the way. So that's my setup. I think, as I mentioned, virtual meetings are here to stay. So we may as well become good at them, become more proficient, more practice, make them more natural, engage people a little bit more. Upcoming webinars, how to avoid being noisy and a distracting presenter. This is basically around non-verbal communication, around how you design your PowerPoint slides, around use of filler words and extraneous words, lots of things that detract, take away from your audience's ability to pay attention, to get your message. Classic example, we see a lot of press conferences at the moment. So the Minister for Health, our premiers, state premiers are presenting. They're talking away, live press conference, and then off to the side, there's 2 or 3 people just sort of standing there. So the press conference is happening here, and in the camera, you see all the people nodding up and down. I call them noddies, and when I see noddies, I just lose whatever the person was saying, because I'm wondering, what are these people doing nodding up and down? It's noise, it's noise. So that's Wednesday, 28th of July, towards the end of the month. Workshops, I've got a live winning presentation skills here in Perth on Wednesday, the 25th of August. And my wife is running a leadership program along with Kyla Morrison towards the end of November. This is Women in Leadership program. They run about 5 a year. The next one is in August in Port Hedland, completely booked out. November one is coming up. If there's any information you need from me, you know how to reach me. Peter Dew's my name. There's my phone number, email. And I look forward to seeing you on further webinars. So just remember, don't rock up at an online meeting, at a virtual presentation, either as an attendee or as the presenter, and don't do a little bit of due diligence, a little bit of preparation to make it more effective. Thanks, everyone.